Hi, welcome to Tangelus Oracle. Today I'm going to be looking into something a viewer asked me to look into about Nicola Bulley. So they wanted to know, will this situation be resolved or before June or something like that? So I'm doing it with different cards. And I asked different questions. So instead of shuffling for each question, so the video won't be so long, I already did all that. And I have them already set out for each question. So what we're going to be looking into is kind of like how things are playing out and how things may end. So the first thing I wanted to know was, what is the possibility of this thing going to court or something like that? So we have, and I'm starting up here. So we have the 7 of Wands here. So I think that right now that, because the 7 of Wands is about different forces coming together. So you may have some that's for it and some that's against it. But I think it's more so people not seeing eye to eye on this situation, whereas some people may think it's something that needs to be looked into. And then you have those who feel like that it's nothing to be looked into. Or they could feel like that, the only reason why they would probably look into it is because of how the public feels. Like they feel like things needs to be resolved, or they feel like it's more to it that needs to be looked into. Okay. And then that came out with the 9 of Cups. And this is saying what situation is bringing you emotional fulfillment. So with that card being there, and I think some people being happy about things not progressing, like they're not looking into him. And, or it could just be him feeling like he's happy about that situation. But like I said, it's 2 different opinions, and it could be based on public opinion or it could be based on evidence that what they have, because we know police need evidence. They can't just go off how they feel or what we feel. So that is like 2 different things going on. So even if they may have a feeling that there's something going on, they have to have the evidence that is something going on. Okay. And then here we have the 4 of Air, and this says time to rest or take a vacation, allow more time before making a decision. So like I said, something else has to be, there's something lacking to where even if they feel as if they have a case, there's something missing. Okay. So they need the time. Okay. So this saying allow more time before making a decision. So they need to look at things further. Like look into some evidence or something. So why do they feel that way? Okay. Why is it that conflict? So here I have the 10 of Cups, and I feel like this is like they don't feel like right now it's nothing for them to look into, because it could be like, oh, they were happy together. They could just be going based on what he said. And plus like I said, they may not have the evidence yet. So they could say, well, they had a happy family. Everything was going good, because you have the man and the woman here together with their kids playing and they're enjoying themselves. Everything looks good. So that's how they're looking at it. Like, well, everything seems good. That's what he said. And there's, overall, even though they had the issues, everybody does. But overall, it looks like things were good with them. Okay. That could be why. But then we have that with the 4 of Pentacles, and that says, what situation in your life are you still holding on to? So I think that's why they're not pressing it, because based on their life together, it's like, why would he want that to happen? Why would he want to get rid of her? Or why would he want to hurt her or whatever? Because they seem like everything seems so good. Okay. Based on what they know right now. So now we have the concerns here this could be the concerns of the police department, the prosecution, and all of that stuff. Okay. So we have the 10 of Wands here. So the 10 of Wands means this a situation that could be challenging for them because they may feel obligated in some way. Like we have to do something. We can't just just sit here. So they may feel like they have to say or do something because of the public scrutiny and people wanting to know. But they could also not be equipped to deal with the situation as well, because I don't know how, the police and everything are over there where she is in that area. Have they dealt with this type of thing before? Do they have the experience? So they may feel burdened and they may not necessarily know how to work this case properly. So they feel challenged and burdened with this thing because if they haven't had this before, they may not know how to go forward and do things, like somebody or a city that deals with this all the time. Okay. So they may not be equipped to handle it. And they may feel like with the public pressing them, they have to do something. Like we have to look like we competent, even if we don't quite know what we're doing and how to proceed because we haven't dealt with this before. Okay. So with that, we have the King of Pentacles, and is what situation in your life is bringing you financial wealth and stability. So with that, I don't think it's necessarily about a stability of wealth. I think it's your value, how they want to seem like they're competent, their value system. So with the King of Pentacles I take this as them trying to be cautious in how they move, and they want to take things slowly and not to rush into assumptions here. Because like I said, they could feel, like they have the pressure of the public saying, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And like I said, I don't know how that is over there. Have they dealt with this before? They may not have. So now they have that on top of not really knowing how to handle the situation. But so they don't also, like I said, they don't want to rush into making assumptions because they don't want to seem like they're not competent because they feel like they already have that already on them. So now, like, the next thing I wanted to know was what fears will the opposition have? I have the wheel here, and I'm taking this as things could change at any moment. Right now you're on top, and the next moment you can be on the bottom. Right now things could be going good. Next thing they're going bad. So what that means to me is you're in a position to where you don't know what to do, because if you go here, this could happen. If you go there, that could happen. And it's coming from them not really having anything to go on right now, because it's probably still in the process of gathering information, seeing what's happening, investigating. So it's like you don't know, like it's not clear of what direction they need to go. So should we go? Because I don't want to do this. I don't want to make a step without having everything lined up. Okay. So in this, you have the star underneath. What needs to heal in order for you to realize your deepest dreams? So this is saying that maybe they need to wait till the emotions die down with the situation so calmer heads can come together. So everything right now, everybody is all up in arms about it. Like, why you're not doing anything? This is not right. And all of that. So everybody's emotions is on high. And so if they rush into something, it may not turn out the way they would want it to. Say if they rush into it without being fully prepared, even if somebody could be found guilty because of them rushing into it and not having the proper evidence, it could backfire on them. But then if you don't look into it. And if you don't do something, somebody could just possibly get away with something. So they don't want either one. So it's like, let's let everything calm down. Let's try to get everything situated, get our ducks in a row so that we don't have this either or situation, even though it still be either or, depending on what people decide to do, like juries and all of that. But they don't want it to be on their end where they're making a mistake by either rushing or taking too long. So it's that up and down. You don't know which one it is. And right now, if you rush into it just because of the emotional standpoint, you won't be fully prepared for the court side. Okay. So what's helping right now? Okay. So we have the King of Wands. I think that, the reason why things are moving the way they are is because, we'll go, forward is because somebody may get overly confident. Like, oh, okay, they're not looking at me. And I think this more so as the person who's involved. Okay. But I think somebody's going to get too relaxed in here. They're going to get overly confident, get too cocky. They feel like they know what they're doing. They're making all the right moves. Okay. But then you have that with the Page of Pentacles, which says, what skill are you being called to develop? And what that is, I feel like they feel like everything is working in their favor right now because things seem to be calming down. So right after they just let things mellow down, somebody is going to get a little bit cocky and they're going to start doing some things because they feel like, okay, well, I'm out in the clear. So this is what's going to help them to do what they need to do because somebody is going to get cocky. Somebody is going to get too comfortable. But what may hold things up, or what is holding things up right here, we have this Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is talking about lies. Somebody's escaping detection, getting away with something. Somebody's doing some risky things. So it's like they know they have to move in certain ways. So right now it's difficult because somebody is covering their tracks. Basically, they're not taking any chances. They're keeping everything under wraps. Then we have that with the High Priestesses. What is your intuition trying to tell you? So they know right now, hey, I can't be out here saying and doing anything because everybody's looking at me. So I got to move in a certain way so people won't suspect me. That's why it's difficult at this moment. Okay. But they know right now they're not in the clear. So they got to watch how they move so they won't make any mistakes. So you see this person sneaking around here. They got their face covered. They, crouching over here, like they're over here by this water, just sneaking around doing stuff. They don't want to be detected right now. But over here, what's going to help is now this person is out in the open and they feeling themselves. They feel like they got away with something. Okay. So that's what's going to help. And right now, what's not helping is them watching themselves. They're making sure they're making the right moves. They're not making any mistakes. Okay. So now I want to know, can the prosecution, if things go forward, will the prosecution be able to handle this situation? Will the court systems be able to, in that area, be able to handle everything? And I got the Two of Cups. So with the Two of Cups here, I feel like the police, the prosecution, court system, whatever, they can work together. And I think that once they get everything together, they will be able to handle this, but they need the assistance of everyone working together. So it's like they can work in harmony together, like they can get everything situated, but they have to have the evidence. It doesn't matter what we feel. It matters what they can prove. So, and right there we have the King of Cups, and it says, what situation in your life requires balanced emotions and careful observation? So, like I said, right now they're watching. They're seeing everything play out. And with that King of Cups, it's like you have to keep a calm mind and demeanor and not let or allow themselves to be blinded by the emotions of everybody, even themselves. Okay. You have to be diplomatic in how you handle stuff. So you can't go around accusing, because now he's going to do even more to cover his track. But then you can't just be like, oh, okay, well, he's just, nobody shouldn't say anything because he's innocent, even though people are saying that, even without the evidence, of course. And this is all allegedly. Let me say that. So you have to be careful in how you say things as the prosecution, as the courts and the police and the judges. You can't just say things that, like, we can say how we feel. You can't just say things, because you have to come in with an open mind, and you can't let your emotions and your feelings dictate how you move. Okay. You have to see what's going on. Like I keep saying, you have to have evidence. So how I think this thing will end is coming here. So right here, I have the Knight of Swords, and I think how it will happen based on this, it's like, it's going to come in quick. It's like, you're not even going to be expecting it, because everything, like I say, everything may die down a little bit, because like with here, everything's going to start to die down. People are going to start, just going on about their way. But somebody is going to do something risky. They're going to make some type of mistake without even realizing the consequences of it, because they done got so comfortable now. And then we have the Six of Swords. What do you need to remove yourself from for peace of mind? I think they're going to leave. I think somebody's going to move away, try to leave the area, or they just may get too comfortable in doing things. Oh, let's just go on with our lives, because I already said what I believe happened. So it's like, let's go on with our lives. Nobody's paying us any attention anymore. Everything's about died down. So like I said, somebody may say something or do something, but they're going to do it, and it's going to be a risky move for them, because that's what's going to cause them to make that mistake. And then I have here the Ten of Air, and it says the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. So they feel like this burden that they have on them is gone, but it's that when they relax, that's when it's going to break everything out, because they feel like it's going to be done, but it's not. Okay. So the last question I wanted to go into was, how long before things may be settled down? So I have the King of Pentacles here. And what I think here, based on what I see, is that this King of Pentacles, now this doesn't have to necessarily be a person. It could be an entity, a group. Okay. But and I believe it's an investigator. But this is somebody who's been watching everything from the beginning to the end, and been patiently waiting things out, waiting on somebody to do something that they shouldn't do. And I believe they're just gathering evidence. So it could be a police investigator, it could be a private investigator. It's somebody just that's working here, but they're working with other people as well. So it could be a private investigator, police investigator, or it just could be the police and the court system and everybody working together. Either way. But it's somebody who's been sitting back watching everything, gathering evidence. Okay. But I asked how long it would be, and it's not going to be quick. It's not going to be something quick. And I think here it's going to be more so 2 years before everything is like settled. Everything. Okay. And then I clarified it again, and I got Two of Pentacles coming back out, which also it just telling me, yes, 2 years. It'll be about 2 years. And it says, what decision in your life are you ready to make? So some decisions will be made within the 2 years. Okay. So this is what I got. And like I say, it's going to be a process. This is not something that's going to be like that. Because like I say, you got people are watching themselves and how they move. They know they're under suspicion. They're not going to do anything yet. And it's going to take some time for them to investigate. And I don't know about the police over there. I don't know about the area. Have they dealt with this before? So it may take them a little bit longer than it would take somebody else who has the experience. So that's what I got for Nicola Bulley in her case, and how I see things playing out in the court system. So thank you for watching.